You can't get it out of me. I hate the word, but I like being a Yinzer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Hello and welcome to Center for Victory's podcast of Your Best Day Yet. At Center for Victory, we're here to help unlock, reinforce, and enrich relationships through personal and professional development. I'm Eric Guy, Chief Victory Officer here at the Center for Victory. With me today, a very special person, Dave Jackal. He's the president of the Pittsburgh Warriors, who I just had the privilege of speaking to a bunch of your guys, actually, Dave. I don't know if the day was more beneficial for me or you guys, but, I was touched by, what goes on, what you all do. And the reason that I asked you on is, we talked a little bit, but, a lot of people, even just from the Pittsburgh area, listen to this podcast. So, if they could get involved in any way, I want to just create awareness for what you're doing, because I think what you're doing is great. We spoke a little bit about spoke to your gang about more about, adventure and things like that and how that can be healing. And one of the things that you say, it's actually on your business card, is healing through hockey. So with that, I'm going to shut up for a little bit and just, could you give your background a little bit, Dave, and the background and purpose of the Pittsburgh Warriors hockey?
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on, Eric. I really appreciate it. Any chance I get to talk about what we do is a benefit to us. So, like you said, my name is Dave Jackal. I'm a lifelong Pittsburgh resident. I grew up in West Mifflin. I still live in West Mifflin. I came back home. I'm a volunteer fire chief here, well, assistant or deputy volunteer fire chief here, and all that stuff. So I'm very ingrained in my community and helping people and doing things. So,
20-year Navy veteran. Yinzer.
Yeah, you can't get it out of me. I hate the word, but I like being a Yinzer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so I'm a 20-year Navy veteran. I was electronics technician, senior chief when I retired. Absolutely loved being in the Navy, and I miss it with all my heart and soul, but it was time to come home. They call me back today, I'd go in a minute, wouldn't even think about it. But yeah, it's healing through hockey is very important and who we are and what we do. Like you said, I'm the president of the Warriors, and I use that term president as a benefit to the program. You know what I mean? It's not for me, it's for the program. I think I have a skill in talking to people and presenting things in a way that can help people. And I try to use that title to help me build the bridges that this program needs. We have a very important program, who we are. Like you said, the healing through hockey is exactly who we are and what we do. Veterans have a very hard challenge whenever they get out of the military. It could be PTSD related. It could be brain injury related. It could be other combat related injuries, mental, physical, whatever. It could be separation anxiety from the military. It could be reintegration anxiety coming back into the civilian world. Every veteran that gets out has a different story. We all have different challenges that we face when we get out. So what we're trying to do with the Warriors is we're trying to be that alternative to medicine. So medicine's great for some people. Medicine's not good for other people. Everybody has what they need, and everybody has a hole or a void that they have to fill. So what we're trying to do with the Warriors is be an alternative. Some people like to go hiking. Some people want to play baseball. We're using hockey as our therapy tool. And it's not against the VA, it's an association with what the VA can provide. The VA is a great resource for some veterans. It's not for some. It's not for everybody. But we try to be the alternative to any medicinal or any clinical avenues that veterans might be taking to find their purpose. And we've figured that hockey is special. I know you're a sports guy. You told us your story. You're well ingrained in the sports world and your life as an athlete. You know how special a locker room is. We in the hockey community think that the hockey locker room is even more special and more different. And that's a bad word, but it is different than any other locker room out there. It's just anybody who's been involved in youth hockey knows that locker room is different than a dugout than it is on a sideline, whatever the case is. It's just something about it is different. The hockey community serves each other. We do, as from bringing kids up to being adults, even playing in beer league. It's just a different place. And we try to make that the hockey locker room, we try to make it integrated into the veteran mindset and be that welcoming safe space. I know safe space is a weird word in our community and our society now, but that is what we need. We need a place where we can feel comfortable around our brothers and sisters to have that release. Some people can talk to their wives, some people can't. Some people can talk to their husbands, some people can't. Everybody can talk to a brother or sister veteran who's out there. Whether I was in the Navy and somebody else was in the Marine Corps, they were in the field, I was in the ocean. We had very different experiences, but we had the same culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we all had that quote unquote warrior mentality. We all were bred in a certain way. We all had that certain way that we lived our lives, that regimented way that we lived our lives, that when it ends, and you need to find that purpose. So that's what we're trying to do. Long answer to your short question.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so valuable to understand what you guys do. I mean, you are a 501c3 organization, right? And you're out there. Part of your mission statement, I believe, was to promote physical and emotional healing and growth. What was it? As well as to enable team members to be more productive members of society. I think what we talked about a lot, and what I got to talk about to your group, was just that reintegration piece. Regardless of what that is, it's difficult sometimes because, I mean, things. I mean, for you knew that for 20 years. That's all, like, you lived, ate, breathed that for 20 years. And then what do I do once I come back, right? And who do I do that with? Because nobody understands. And if I don't have anybody to get with, I mean, you guys are a tight group. I mean, you could see that to begin with. I've never in my life. Now, were you in the first group or the second group, Dave?
I was in the first group.
Okay. Yeah. So you know this story. I walk in to present. Now, thank goodness I was there over an hour early to get already ready. I've never, ever to this day, and I've been presenting since 1998. Okay. Never to this day have I walked in and the group has been ready in their chairs 20 minutes prior. I didn't know what to do. I was like dumbfounded. You guys are just, ready to go, but you're locked in, you're ready to go. You could tell you're a cohesive group. Would you mind just kind of discussing more of how the organization supports and empowers vets?
Absolutely. Yeah. So what we try to do is we try to have some sort of event or whatever. We try to have something weekly for each that's available for the players. So our idea is to have one sheet of ice a week because our tool is being on the ice. So now there's multiple other things that we do. We don't just play hockey. So we try and get involved in a community, things like that. But we pledge to our people that we will have at least one sheet of ice a week. And that allows us to get out, build the camaraderie, have the fun, get away. Just when you're on the ice, you're not thinking about the problems you have at home. You're not thinking about the bills you have to pay, your car that's breaking down. You don't think about that because you're just out there having fun playing hockey. So on top of that, in the winter months, when the Highmark Hunt Armory is open that the Penguins are sponsoring down in Shadyside, we run a league. So we've started our Disabled Veteran Hockey League is what we're calling it. And we've taken our roster, split it up into 4 teams, and we have a little in-house league. It goes for 6 weeks. It goes for 8 weeks, however many weeks we schedule it out for, and we just play. We have a championship trophy and everything called the Defenders Cup, and it's a lot of fun. It gives us a chance to compete because you're not just going out there and practicing. It's something else. It's just a chance to build upon who you are and what we're doing in the program. We've pledged our membership that we do at least 2 travel tournaments a year. So USA Hockey sponsors 2 Warrior Division tournaments every year. One of them is Disabled Festival. It's a national tournament, and it's all USA Hockey disabled factions. So you have the sled hockey guys and girls. You have special needs. You have blind, and you have deaf, and then you have the Warrior Division. So that's the one big, huge tournament USA Hockey does every year, and we've pledged to be at that no matter what. And there is also a Warrior tournament every year, the Warrior Classic, which is only Warrior teams, only disabled veteran teams that compete in that. So we have, those are the guarantees that we have in our program, that we will have them available for people who are a part of us. And then on top of that, there's other, like Chicago or St. Louis or Buffalo, those other teams host tournaments throughout the year, so we could go to them as long as we have the money for it. So, and
Wow.
that's what we do. We just try to just be something for people to go to.
So the kind of the inspiration behind starting the organization. How long have you been with the organization?
So I joined in December of 2018.
Okay.
And this version of the Pittsburgh Warriors was founded in October. So I came in pretty much at the beginning. I wasn't the founder, but I was early in the development of this program. And the guys who founded this program just had a vision, and there was three of them, and they just had a vision, and they created something that was great. So
what was their vision?
Their vision was just to do exactly what we're doing. It was to use hockey as a therapy tool. It was they knew the power of the game, and they knew the need was there. So that they said, hey, we want to have something that focuses on the mental side of developing veterans. And they created this Warrior program, and it's taken off nationwide. It's grown in Pittsburgh tremendously. Yeah. It's gone from a handful of guys showing up to practice every week. I think the first practice they might have had 3 people from the history that I was told. And now we have 125, 130 guys on the roster.
That's incredible.
So, and the programs across the country are blowing up. Almost every NHL city has a team. If not, they're talking about it. There's teams in non-NHL cities now. So it's just, the Warrior division across the country is just getting huge.
That's really exciting. Do you, this would probably be a good time. Do you have a good story about a vet, of what it did to them just being in part of the program?
Yeah, we've I don't know how much detail I want to get into, but I can we have literally pulled firearms out of guys' mouths, physically pulled firearms out of guys' mouths. No kidding. We are that avenue for somebody who is at their end of their rope. We had another guy who hung himself. He attempted to hang. He did hang himself. Thankfully, he put in motion some stops before it was terminal. Police came, saved him, and we've just been supporting him ever since. And he's a huge advocate of what we're doing in our program. We've had guys who have gone missing for a couple of days, and we've sent out one phone call from a wife, from a girlfriend, from that person, from whomever, and a group of us just go running, looking for the person. And we're a family. We really are. We're a huge family, but we care tremendously about each one of us.
Yeah. So, now I know some of the stats around this, and you mentioned you've literally pulled firearms out of guys' mouths. For those listening or watching, Dave, can you share some of those stats with vets? Because I never get numb to that, because it's astounding, some of the stats, especially with suicide.
Yeah, the national average that the VA is promoting now is 22 veterans a day are estimated to commit suicide. So, and that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
And that's one of the missions as our main mission, is to do everything that we can possibly do to help combat veteran suicide. When we get that number down to 0, we have succeeded.
Exactly. And I think people, if you're going to get involved with anything, especially if you're in the Pittsburgh area or other areas, if you're going to get involved with this, to know that, and this is what you're supporting. I mean, you're supporting guys and gals that or have been fully functional, or just whatever for whatever reason. It could be a physical, mental, just the adjustment coming back, but helping them, and this is what they need in that unit. Obviously, you're a player too, but your role as a leader, what kind of things do you do, Dave?
Herd the cats. So I do a lot of this. I do a lot of promoting the program. I do a lot of talking about who we are and what we're doing and why we're doing it. we fundraising is huge. We can never do enough fundraising. We're always looking for donations. We're looking for sponsorships. We're looking for anybody that wants to help us help veterans, truthfully. And then I also just kind of like, I try to be there for the guys. You know what I mean? I don't like being in a leadership role of a group like this because we all lead ourselves. You know what I mean? Like I like the fact that we take care of ourselves. We self-monitor. If somebody's being a little out of pocket, they get told they're being a little out of pocket. We self-monitor ourselves when it comes to that kind of stuff. But there for any organization, there does have to be leadership. And I have to send a shout out right now before I go any further. Our Vice President, Dwayne Hinkle, is the key cog in what we have going on. I am not an administrator, one iota. I am not good at administrating. I can talk all day long and I can present about the program. That guy keeps this thing running. Anybody you ask in this organization will tell you that he is the cog that keeps this machine running. So I want to send a shout out to him real quick. But
Wonderful.
I can't do what I do if he doesn't do what he does. So
yeah, that's true. I have one of those too. I mean, I just you met her. She was actually there that day. That was my wife. Yeah, she's the real person that runs the ship. I mean, we're just like you said, we're the face. What are some of the challenges that you face running the organization?
Number one challenge we have is money. I hate to say it, and I hate to put everything around money, but you can't support veterans and do the things we do if we don't have any money. We get great support from the Pittsburgh Penguins, tremendous support from the Penguins. We get great support from the community, but financially we need more. And that's the number one challenge that we have. Ice time is tremendously expensive in the Pittsburgh area. It's over $400 an hour generally. There are some places that give us discounts.
Yeah.
And depends on time of the year, because we have a huge high school hockey population here, a huge youth hockey population here. So it's hard fighting for ice time. The Penguins do provide us ice time for that league I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
They give us they donate that ice time to us, but we also need to pay for other ice time for travel, for equipment. That's another thing that is a challenge for us, is we don't have, we try to make this program as cost zero to the player as possible. There will be a little bit of cost incurred here and there, but we would like to be able to provide a full set of equipment to a player so they can walk off the street, walk right onto the ice and be a part of us. One of the things we take pride in, excuse me, is the fact that we don't require any hockey experience whatsoever. The only requirement we have for our program is honorable discharge and disabled veteran. And a disabled veteran is only, we won't turn a veteran away. But to play in some of the USA Hockey sponsored division stuff that we do, it has to be, you have to have a disability rating for that. But as far as hockey experience, we'll take you right off the street. Sam and I, the chairman, Sam Johnson and I, were talking about doing some numbers, and we think we might be right around 50% of our program right now never played hockey before they came to join us.
Get out.
It might be a little bit of a high number, but it's above 30%. I can guarantee you that.
Wow.
So, yeah, they come out with us and they step on the ice and figure out what's going on. And that's one of the benefits of using hockey as a healing tool. Your brain gets regimented in how you process thoughts, how you process everything that your brain does. Your brain is built from day one, and you learn from the second your brain can learn anything. It's learning things in a certain way. That gets disrupted somehow, whether it be through combat, whether it be through your anxiety, whether it be through whatever your challenges that you have, those brain paths got interrupted somehow. So what we're doing with hockey is we set somebody out there, and now they have to recreate the brain reactions while they're learning to do a new physical reaction. So that thinking of what they're doing to open up their physical reaction is now opening up new paths in their brain to allow their brain to develop a little bit more and use their brain a lot stronger,
right? Which
is helping people. What we can see is helping people learn how to handle the problems that they're having, and it allows them to grow as people, and it's very, very effective.
Yeah. But you could tell, I didn't realize it was that high. Everybody, when I met all you guys, it seemed like, everybody really knew what they were doing. They probably didn't, but it seemed like it at that
point. What? Like we've been very fortunate that the guys who've come and girls that have come through are fully ingrained in what we're doing. They get on the ice first time, they get in the locker room, they get around the people, and they just fall in love with what we're doing, and they want to learn more. They go to clinics, they go to learn the skates, they play in beer leagues. Like we're not just our hour of ice time a month. I'm sorry, the hour of ice time a week. We're in the Pittsburgh hockey community. We're doing everything. So you can go to almost any rink in Pittsburgh and see a Warrior sticker on a helmet, see a T-shirt, see whatever. We're out there.
Yeah. I know it's going to be hard to narrow it down, like, but for what you get to do, what's like the biggest reward in your position, would you say? I know that's going to be hard to narrow down, but
that is really hard to narrow it down. The biggest reward I have, honestly, it's not a hard question though, is when the guys come up and tell me thank you. It's a simple, hey, thanks for what you're doing for this program, because it's allowing them to help progress and be who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the easiest way around it. It's just I don't need, like, we've been very fortunate to win championships. We've been very fortunate to do things like that. That stuff doesn't matter to me. I don't care. Just seeing the roster grow,
yeah,
and seeing smiles on guys and girls' faces, and just having them just shake my hand and say thanks. That's the best reward I could ever ask for.
I know we usually throw this in at the end, but since we talked about some of those challenges already, Dave, I want to pop it in right now. If people want to donate in any way, where do they go?
You can go to pghwarriorhockey.org is our website, and it has all kind of information about us. There's a donate link on there. We have PayPal, Venmo, whatever. They can email me. They could hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. We'll figure out a way. If somebody has money they want to give us, I'll come get it. Whatever we got to do. But the website's the easiest way.
Okay. All right, good. Well, we'll plug that again. But I just wanted to go over that. So we already talked about kind of the impact. Do you have any kind of other stories, specific that you could share with somebody that you could think of, an individual that was very impactful that you could share with our listeners and viewers?
We've had guys and girls who are very severely injured in combat, physical injuries in combat. We have other people who have whatever their disability is. It could be a knee injury, could be an elbow injury, whatever the case is. Some people might be feeling a certain kind of way that they don't measure up to the injuries that another person on the team might have. And that's we've seen where there's been kind of a community gathering where we accept everybody for who they are. We make everybody understand that no matter what your injuries were, the day you left to go to the military, you're now different the day you come out of the military. And everything inside of that is who you are now. It doesn't matter how you got that. Your body is different now when you were there, or when you were at home as a kid, and now when you're out of the military. And now we have used a community to kind of develop that. And some people wouldn't have that kind of support or get that kind of reassurance that they are okay. And yeah, we've also had the mental health breakdowns. We've had all kind of stuff, and just seeing the community of the Pittsburgh Warriors wrap itself around those people that are having issues and having struggles, and getting each other through it. That's really the best part about it, is building that brotherhood.
Yeah, and I could definitely feel it. I mean, just being there with you guys for that day it was amazing, just to be around you and just connecting with folks. After I got done talking, before I was it was amazing just to see the strength in that, and it really is needed, which kind of leads me to my next question. What are the future goals and aspirations of the organization? What would you like to see?
I'd like to see growth. That's the number one, because if our numbers are growing, that's more veterans that we're helping. And that is the goal. The goal is to end veteran suicide, number one. And to do that, we need to grow. And growth is a good problem for us to have. So that's my goal for the program.
Okay. And then, as we kind of wrap up here today, I mean, I really appreciate you giving us this information, especially with people that are close by. And you said, I didn't realize how many warrior programs there were around the country. People can get involved with that too, but it's a great program. If you need something to do, I know folks are always looking for something to contribute. I mean, I can tell you firsthand, being with you guys, it's a great organization. Lots of unity there. How do, I guess if we were to back up, if a vet is just trying to get in touch with you, how do they get in touch with you?
Same way, be the website,
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, we're everywhere. Website's the easiest way. We have a contact link on there. And that's one thing I wanted to kind of get out there, that anytime I talk to somebody about who we are and what we're doing, people kind of get a little trepidation about coming out to play hockey. Oh, I'm a baseball player, or I can't skate, or we don't care. We really don't care. Come check us out. If you like what we're doing, we'll help you. If you don't want to get on the ice, maybe we can help you in another way.
Right.
You don't have to play hockey with us, but that's what we do. So there's absolutely zero stress behind what we're doing. We are trying to be as welcoming as possible. And one of the things you talked about from our event that we just had is the Johnstown Generals were also there, who's also a veterans team. And you really couldn't tell the difference between the two teams. We were really commingled because we just have the veteran hockey thing going on. We really have a great affinity for each other. Our programs just really mesh really well. And they're same way. We're just very welcoming, and we just want to bring people into so we can try and help somebody.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't tell at all, at all. Yeah. I mean, there was absolutely no separation, which is why I think, I just kind of fell in love with the program. Like, we need to do more. We need to get the word out here. And especially like we have such a great community. There is a reward to being a Yinzer.
Yep, definitely.
We have a great community that supports, and I think that supports our veterans as well. So I really appreciate you being on today, Dave. Hopefully that people will reach out to you. What was the website again, just for
www.pghwarriorhockey.org.
All right.
Please don't hesitate to contact me. I'd love to talk to you.
Yeah. And you're extremely responsive too, because we got this set up right after the event. So I can speak for that as well. But thanks a bunch. Please reach out to Dave if you're a veteran, or if you're somebody you want to donate, equipment, money, whatever. Please do reach out to Dave and the organization. It's a great organization. Appreciate you watching, listening. Hit that subscribe button to get notified when we post next. You can get information from us at centerforvictory.com. And just remember, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, make this your best day yet. Thanks, and we'll see you later.